Okay, we're back at it. Now we have the Mylar bag filled almost to the top with sunflower seeds in this case. So now we're going to mark the Mylar bag. Just make a little mark on it here. Here's the edge of the bag itself. This is the hand warmer that has to go in the bag. So we're just going to make a little mark so we know how wide that hand warmer is. We're using a dictionary here and our little strip of wood. And the dictionary is just being used because it's about the right thickness as this bag, so that when you lay it down, it's just right. Okay, so we made a little mark, so we're not going to seal this part beyond the little mark. We're going to seal, first we're going to seal from the little mark to the other side of the bag. And what we're doing is we're leaving an opening that's big enough to get the hand warmer in there, the oxygen absorber. Okay. Now the oxygen absorber, it comes in a packet of 2 of them, and we've cut them apart, and it's, even though I've cut it apart, I cut down the sealed portion of the bag that was down the middle of the bag, so it's still a sealed unit. Because of course you don't want to open it, because as soon as it's exposed to oxygen, then it starts to react and heat up. So now I'm going to open the bag. This exposes the oxygen absorber to the air. So it's just a little bag of iron filings with some salt and stuff in there to help speed up the reaction time. And so now we're going to place that in the bag with the food. You kind of shake it to activate it a little bit, and then you just jam it down in there. Okay? Now we're going to seal the bag up to leaving about a 3/4 of an inch space, half to 3/4 of an inch space that still is not sealed, and I'll show you why. This part there's no measuring required, it's just leave a little bit on the end. Okay, now we're going to use a vacuum cleaner and suck the air as best we can out of the bag. The oxygen absorber's in there, so it's starting to warm up. Okay, now wait a minute, let's just stick that in the hole first. So we took the blade device for the vacuum cleaner, we just put masking tape over the end, just leaving a little hole. And we also slid the opening on the vacuum cleaner open so that you don't have full suction. Some of the suction's going in this hole here just so that it isn't quite so powerful. So if we stick that in that little hole there, now when Judith turns that on, you'll see this bag suck down.
Ready?
Go ahead. Like a brick in there, and then while it's sucking, I'm going to come down and just seal it, just like that. And so now the oxygen absorber is in there, and we suck most of the air out of the bag, and whatever little bit of oxygen is in there is going to be used up by that oxygen absorber, and then the oxygen absorber stops working because there's no more oxygen. Wow. And if you were to take that oxygen, when you go to open this bag later on, you take that oxygen absorber out, lay it on the counter, and put your hand down, and it'll start warming up again because there's oxygen in the air, and it has more to go, so to speak.
Now, is there going to be more suction going on as the oxygen?
Not really.
Okay.
It doesn't get rid of the air, that's in there. It just takes the oxygen out of the air.
Okay.
But we've sucked most of the air out of there with a vacuum cleaner. And
So
that's how simple it is.
the oxygen is no longer capable of degrading the product.
Well, yeah, right. Whatever oxygen is still left in there, the oxygen absorber will eat it up, and then the stuff will last for years and years. Okay, that's as easy as it is.